Hi, my name's Corey, and this video is about making your own non-political common law identification that is backed by the full faith and credit of the United States.
It's time to wake up and open your eyes to the matrix. This is going out to the truthers and patriots. Living free and dying hard, speaking through battle scars. An army of one becomes a global resistance. It's time to wake up and open your eyes to the matrix. This is going out to the truthers and patriots. Living free and dying hard, speaking through battle scars. An army of one becomes a global resistance.
Let me tell you something, New Order, it's too late. You can kill people like me. You can shut us down, you can put us in prison. The people got to taste the truth, and there's nothing on earth you can do to stop this information warfare migration.
It's time to wake up and open your eyes to the matrix.
Alright, welcome back. This video is about making your own common law non-political identification. Here is the very first one I ever made, and this document is the document I used. It's right here. It's not a very flattering picture. When I first was studying this, I thought, well, man, if this is correct and our system of law here in the United States is common law, that's based on the Constitution, then I certainly should be able to create my own identification, get rid of or better control any government identification I have, and then be able to better access my constitutionally protected rights, which is the purpose of creating this identification. Now, it's really important to remember, you can't drive with a common law identification. Just because you make a common law identification doesn't mean you can drive. You can travel with a common law identification. I encourage you, if you're looking to be able to travel freely, to do lots of research before you do that. Also, if you show this document to anybody in the government, likely you're going to immediately be labeled a sovereign citizen. I never use that term. This simply says it's my common law identification that says I'm from the California Republic. I don't claim any more rights than what are protected by the Constitution, and I protect those vigorously. Now, there's a couple of different types of authentications you can get, and I'm going to cover that first because it's so important. Authenticating the notary's signature and stamp is key to making this a valid document with the full faith and credit of the United States. So in this case, once you had your ID completed, you would send it off to the Secretary of State to get an apostille certificate. Another one is this one here. This is very much more plain, but it's got a raised seal right here. This is from the county recorder, and the county recorder certifies that, again, this notary stamp here is authentic, so as the signature, and this now has the full faith and credit of the United States. To get this authentication, all you have to do is go down to the local county recorder's office and ask them to authenticate for a notary authentication, excuse me. So if you're watching this video on YouTube, you should go down to the description below and click the link so you can view it on my website, because next to this video is some instructions that you can download, and these kind of give you an outline. Making your own common law ID is incredibly simple. So you'll see that this matches here, and I'm just going to go through my ID, what I have. I have a picture. Think about the size of a passport picture in the upper right hand corner. This small lettering right here, this is Article 1, Section 1, Declaration of Rights of the California Constitution. I have a label for my given name. It's Corey Brandon. Now, growing up, I always thought that was my first and middle name, but the reality is that is a given name, and it's very important to know the distinction. If you don't know the distinction, look it up. It's important to learn that. And then the family name, you can also use surname, but I chose family name. It says I. Below that, I have a label conceived. In common law, people would identify themselves by the date they were conceived. They would identify their slaves by the date they were born. I choose to identify myself by the day I was conceived, and that is 9 months before you were born. I've listed my nationality. I've declared that as American. I am American, and that my domicile is the California Republic of 1849. Now, I know a lot about the California Republic, so if you're in a state that was admitted to the Union before the Civil War, learn about the history of your state prior to the Civil War, as well as when the Constitution for your state was ratified before it entered the Union. So in my case, it's California, the Constitution of 1849, and that is my domicile. Then I sign the document, date it, and I have 2 friends who are witnesses. They sign and date it as well. And all 3 of us go to a notary. They swear to a notary that I am who I say I am. We get what's called an acknowledgement. All of this wording right here, this is what is compliant with the state of California, that they are acknowledging my signature as being valid because I say it is, as do 2 credible witnesses. Then the notary will put her stamp on there. You can take it, it's real simple, just take it right down to the county recorder, and quite often they'll just give you a certification the same day. Another place to get a certification is the United States Secretary of State. Now there are 2 different types of apostille certificates. This is one for use within the United States. There's one to use outside the United States. So if you're invited to another country and you only have common law identification, which if you can get an invite, you can travel without a passport, and then the identification would have the full faith and credit of the United States behind it. So go ahead and download and print up the instruction sheet. It's called Real World Common Law Activities. Look forward to my next video, because what I'm going to do is show you how, once you've completed your identification, how you can actually use it in the real world to send yourself a common law, non-domestic, general delivery letter. Hope you have a lot of fun, and please send me pictures of your ID. I'd love to see how it goes. Thanks a lot.